Hi, this is Sarah Mullens, the Director of Customer Success with Customer.io. Today we're going to cover the basics of event-triggered campaigns. So along with this video, I've included a file that has some sample data. We're going to go ahead and use this today. It's highly encouraged that you follow along with me. And if you want to use the sample data, then what you get is going to look just like what I get. So you can check yourself. Let's go ahead and get started by adding a person into the system. So I'm going to add myself just so I can be the tester here, the guinea pig. So I'm going to add a user ID, which is a number. Key point here is if you do have users in the system and you're making up a user ID, just ensure that that ID is not the same as any other users that are in the system. Same goes with email. And I'm going to create a couple new attributes as well. So I want to include first name and last name for this pretty simple purposes. So now we've created this person who's going to be our tester, me. Now we can go ahead and create the triggers and edit the content. So let's go ahead and create the campaign. The example that we're going to consider today is for an app that allows people to publish their travel journals online. We want to leverage event-triggered campaigns for the confirmation email after that journal has been published. So we'll say journal published confirmation. And again, we're going to select the event-triggered campaign here because it is that event of publishing the journal that is going to trigger this confirmation email. Now I know that I need to specify a particular event. In this case, I'm going to say journal published, which you can grab from our file. And I'm going to save those changes and go ahead and move on to the workflow. The workflow is really where you're going to define the messages that you want this to include in this campaign. In this case, we're going to use email. I'm going to say confirmation, and then we can go ahead and add some content to that email. So to make it easy on you, I have created an email subject that's going to include the location of the travel of the trip of the person, as well as the text here in HTML. Feel free to use our text editor, but I went ahead and made it easy on you. And then we can go ahead and save those changes. So as you'll notice, we've got one error here, and that error is that event and this event.notification isn't yet defined. And so what we need to do in this case is we need to send an event for this particular user. Me in this case. And so to do that, I'm going to use the event tester, which is here at event-tester.glitch.me, and this is for customer.io. And the first thing that I'm going to need is my site ID, and this is going to be different for every instance of customer.io. So to find that, I'm going to click Done here, go to my Integrations tab, and my settings, and this is where you can always find the site ID and the API keys. So once we've grabbed that, there we go. And then I also want to include the profile ID of the person who the event is for. So right now I'm mimicking an event where I have published a travel journal, and my profile ID, just to make it easy, is those 6 zeros. And then the event name, again, we've already started this in the email. We want the event name to be journal published. And if you remember, I also want to include the location of the trip in here. So I'm going to add an additional attribute called location. And we've defined our location for this sample as the Swiss Alps. So now I'm going to go ahead and send this event into customer.io. So once I've done that, Then I can go back to my campaign and check out my workflow, that email. And now you'll notice that we no longer have any errors, and that location of the Swiss Alps has gone ahead and been pulled in. This email is overall looking pretty good. So we can click Done. We can go to our goals. In this case, I'm going to skip the goal. And I'm going to just go ahead and select that people will move through the entire campaign. So once you've met this condition, you will receive the confirmation. We can review. Everything looks great. So we can go ahead and start our campaign. So from here on out, users who publish those journals will be sent the confirmation email. And that's just as simple as that. Thank you for your time today, and as always, please feel free to reach out to our support for more help on issues like these.